Hello YouTubers, welcome back to another episode of RC Revolutions. We're going to be doing some repairs on the LoC5T here. Well, let's say repairs, or I'm going to be doing some upgrades. So basically the quick upgrades we're going to do is a new pull start, because I'm pretty sure anyone who owns a 5th scale 2-stroke motor uses one of these guys right here, and they're notorious for these guys backing out, getting jammed up, and then you got to pull the whole back end apart, or sometimes even pull the motor out just to pull this off and adjust it and fix it and try to get the thing started. So we're going from this guy here to this guy here. A Turtle Racing version 2 pull start with a LoC5T or most 5th scale motors. Basically, if your pull start looks like this, this will work. Okay, so that's the one project we're going to be working on there. The second one, quick and easy, is the new Turtle Racing grabber bell clutch. It's a lot more in-depth and well built, so it's yeah, it should definitely grab better, so we're going to try that out. And then you can't have a good bell clutch without an excellent clutch. So what I've got here is the MIP 8-shoe clutch. So we're going to install this bad boy as well. And yeah, we're going to test it all out. And I said this isn't a stock motor or pipe, so everything I'm running on this, it is the 31.5 top end rebuild I put in this. I didn't do a video on it, sorry about that. It's got the Dominator pipe with the silencer, because anyone who owns a LoC5T or a HPI Baja or any of these 5th scale motors, and then puts one of these big pipes on there, you can't stand next to it and have a conversation without putting one of these silencers on. So personally, I don't like it really loud, but I guess if you're on the track, that's cool too. Alright, so we got that. Now I always recommend, whenever you buy a clutch system like this, buy an extra set, because you're not sure on how quickly you're going to burn out the clutch shoes. MIP says, and a lot of reviews have said, that this system is excellent. It lasts quite long compared to the 2-shoe system that they come stock with. So yeah, we're going to just dig into her here and start pulling it apart and putting some stuff into it. Okay, so we're just going to start tearing into her here. Basically, I know everyone's probably seen 1.5 million videos of someone pulling these things apart and putting them back together. But basically, I'm just going to do another one. Sorry guys, but like I said, you get to see how everything works out afterwards, or you can just fast forward. And like I said, if you like the video, please like and share on YouTube. So I'm just going to disconnect this guy here. Move it off to the side there. And then pull the fuel lines out. Usually it's a little bit smarter to get these guys after you pulled everything apart. And that seems to be seized on there pretty good. Time to change out the pipes. That'll be the next project as well. Okay, so I got this guy out. So what I like to do is, if there's fuel in there, usually I don't like to leave fuel in the tank, but this time I did, wasn't thinking. Just tie them in a good little knot, and she should hold together there. Okay, so now we're going to flip her over. It's a little dirty. I'm going to tilt the camera a bit. Alright, so now I just got to find the right bit. Nope. I guess I was wrong again. Haha. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty dirty in there. I may have to clean these out first. I should have cleaned this whole thing before I brought it out onto the table here, but wasn't really thinking. I usually like to use this little screwdriver here and then put the smallest one on there just to clean it out, because this is my backup one. This one's all pooched and been well used, so I like to just get it in there. Oh yeah, there's lots of dirt from hitting jumps or just going to the mud. You guys can probably see the bald spot, eh? Pretty sweet, eh? Okay. So that should be a number 3, I would presume. And it is. I usually have a little tray for this, but like I said, I just moved into my new place, so excuse the mess behind me and all that. I'll plan to have it all up and running and looking proper the next couple videos. Okay, one more to go. Now everyone always says it's much nicer to work on these bad boys when you've got a stand. So one thing I don't have yet is a stand. That will be the next investment for the studio here. Okay, so now that you got the motor disconnected, you've got to disconnect this guy here, which is the throttle linkage. And I'm going to probably presume that one's missing as well. So that should be, nope, wrong size. Go figure, eh? Okay, so I'll put that one back. Grab a number 2. And there's a little nut at the bottom that likes to pop out when you're unscrewing it. So put your finger down there. I always put the screw back because nothing worse than trying to find the screw that you lost. Okay, and of course that already came disconnected. Okay, so the motor's out. You can pop that off to the side. Now look how dirty this bad boy is. Here, I'm going to disconnect the camera and show you. This is something you shouldn't probably do when you're RCing. I like to keep my vehicles clean. Like, see, most of my guys here on my shelf, they're pretty clean. These guys have been for runs, but I give them a quick wash. Sorry, I'm in the light there. Of course, there's my AX10 all done up. I had it through the mud. Actually, let my buddy drive that one, and yeah, he got it pretty dirty. And there's some actually future projects in there as well. I've got the OFNA LXE, and I've got a T-Max I'm going to convert from the old nitro system to an electric. So, if you look at it, this thing is a little too filthy for my liking, so I'm actually probably going to have to go through and change out a bunch of bearings. Got some grease leaking out of the diff there, probably in the front too if we could see it. I've also got some slack. Too much slack in the steering system. I got to tighten up the tensioner down here. It's actually right at the bottom. But all this dirt and everything in here, it's going to basically eventually cause a little bit more wear and tear that you'd like on your vehicle. So give her a good clean. You know, I wouldn't recommend a pressure washer because I don't have a waterproof servo one here yet on either of these. I actually haven't had to change them out yet, which is fortunate for me. But I would like to get some high torque dual servo for the steering, and then a high torque one for here as well. So yeah, so that's the truck there, all pulled apart. You've probably seen a million of them on YouTube, so we'll get into the motor here. Sorry guys, I had to adjust the camera there. Alright, so 3 things you're going to need for this. You're going to need a 13mm socket to pop off the back of the flywheel here. And then you're also going to need a 5/8 wrench to do the spark plug there. Okay, so let's get the spark plug off. Pull that bad boy out. Okay, it's actually not too bad. Probably could use a changing. Okay, so that's off. You can just slide off the exhaust. Just pop her off. Also lay her off to the side. So now you're also going to need this, a piston stop. If you don't have one, you can order one from DDM, Dave's Discount Motors, or Large Scale RC. I believe that's where I got mine. Just want to screw in all the way there. Then you want to pop this down. Pop in your 12mm, sorry, not 13mm. Okay, and you want that to get top dead center. And then you want to just give her a bit of a reef. Pop that nut off. Okay, and lay that off to the side. I don't believe you need that one because the new one here is going to have it. Alright, so let's might as well get to the unboxing before. So, let's open her up. That off the side there. Pull that out. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Look at that. They've actually got a cable instead of a regular old nylon wire or whatever. But just smooth flowing. I'm going to love this unit compared to the old one. Yeah, so look at that. It's got different mounting holes as well. So that if you had a side mount or you've got a vertical mount or a right side mount or an upside down mount, who knows whatever you've got there. So that's that part there. Very well made. And then, just going to open up this side. Now, pretty much every one of my vehicles I have like a tool bag or a DeWalt bin for it, for every single one, so that I keep all the parts separate. I believe these here are extra bits. Alright, so Now you're going to unscrew that there. Very easy to come off. Probably doesn't have any thread lock, which is the next point. Make sure you thread lock, because the last thing you want is this thing popping off inside there. So now this goes inside here. That goes where the old nut goes, and then this sits on top of that, and then this sits nice and neat. Oops, upside down there, dummy. This sits right there. So basically this takes over the old turnover system here, which connects to the old system there. So it's just a lot cleaner unit. These guys are spring loaded, so when you pop them open they catch. Just a nicer system. We'll see, and we'll do a review again in about a month or so worth of driving it. Okay, so we got this guy out here. Now this piece here, you shouldn't have to thread lock. So we're just going to put that in there. You just want to make sure you torque her up nice. Alright, torqued up good. And now, this guy here, that's going to sit right in there. And then just a little touch of some thread lock, because you want to be able to get this off if you have to repair it. So just get a little, nice little line. Don't have to be all the way through, because it'll spread as you screw it in. Give it a little bit of a torque. There you have it. So that piece is in now. Pull up the piston stop now. So basically this guy has to come off first. So we got to pull all the screws off here. Once again, I guess I could be using the drill for this, even though I don't like to. So we're going to anyway. That's the sound you don't want to hear on a new piece of equipment you're about to put on, is a strip sound, and I love that. Okay. There we go. So this, just put that off to the side there, and now we got to figure out where we're going to mount these. Okay, so if you look on this here, there's a groove that goes all the way around. You want to make sure that this groove, that the cutout at the bottom of the groove here, I don't know if you guys can see that, but you want that to be at the very bottom. So you mount that guy in, she sits like that, just nice and pretty. Just had to go through my Losi screw kit here, so I want to go with stainless steel because they gave me these hardened black steel ones, so I don't want to use those ones. I want to go with these nice chrome ones. Sorry, stainless steel. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to put these in the proper holes. Oops, wrong ones actually. Use the shorter ones for these. Now, I wouldn't recommend putting thread lock on these ones. Just snug them up nice and you should be okay. Now, whenever I do use a drill, I don't tighten them right up with the drill. I just get about 3/4 of the way there. Just helps speed along the process a bit. And I guess I probably should have cleaned my bloody motor on this. It looks terrible. I'll probably do that afterwards. I put the new unit in here. Okay, so now we're just going to snug them up. Okay. Okay, so that part's in there. So now we want to figure out where we want to mount this. So you just get that seated. It's going to line up with the inside there. There we go. It's got a seat in there with those, so I'm going to run mine just like that, so it's straight up. So same thing. Just going to seat the first one so I don't lose my mark. Okay. Oh, and drop the motor. Good job. Okay. So same thing. I just basically get them to they're just real snug. Okay. Okay, I can pull that off. Just keep my hand snug. There. Gives it a nice little look. Not too shabby. Let's give her a pull start. See how she turns over. Oh. That even sounds sexy. So there you have it, YouTubers. So that's the Turtle Racing version 2 pull start on my 31.5 top end rebuild kit. So basically the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to do the bell clutch and the clutch. Do a video on that as well. And then we're going to do a test run to see how all this stuff works together. And then after I do that, we'll do a nice little test to see how long these new clutches are going to last. I also need to get a new clutch housing when it's vented, because I guarantee you this is going to be a little hot. I still have the stock running the stock one on here. So yeah, we'll keep doing some videos, and like, share, and comment please. I'd appreciate it. Thanks.